On the island of Hispaniola, specifically within the area now designated as the nation of Haiti, archaeologists have made a remarkable discovery over several decades. A series of excavations at a site called Puerto Real revealed special artifacts. One particular finding, initially appearing as an old cow's tooth, proved to be significant in unlocking a centuries-old mystery surrounding rare island ponies. The individual responsible for unraveling this mystery was Dr. Nicholas Delsol, a researcher from the Florida Museum of Natural History. He acquired the ancient tooth with the intention of studying how cows were domesticated throughout the Americas by analyzing its DNA. However, as he delved into this task, an unexpected revelation unfolded. Contrary to his initial assumption, the tooth did not belong to a cow, but to a horse. In an article dated July 27, 2022, on the Florida Museum website, Dr. Delsol discussed the serendipitous nature of this discovery. Initially focused on cattle research for his PhD, he noticed distinct differences in the tooth's DNA sequences, leading him to realize it belonged to a horse. While Dr. Delsol, being French, initially did not fully grasp the significance of the Chincoteague pony in American culture, further investigation revealed its close association with this particular breed. Chincoteague ponies, named after an island off the coast of Virginia, have roamed Assateague Island for centuries. The mystery surrounding their origin on these islands has intrigued people due to the challenging conditions for horses to thrive. The popular theory, immortalized in Marguerite Henry's book, Misty of Chincoteague, suggests that the Ponies descended from a group that washed ashore following a shipwreck. Dr. Delsol, however, sought to explore the historical context by examining the brutal history of Hispaniola during Spanish colonization. In 1503, during the era of Spanish colonization, a settlement known as Puerto Real was established on Hispaniola. The inhabitants engaged in illegal trade off the north coast, collaborating with corsairs and pirates. This unlawful trading persisted despite Spain's attempts to intervene, leading to the destruction of Puerto Real in 1577. The site remained untouched until archaeologists began investigating in the 1970s. Dr. Delsol's interest in a tooth from Puerto Real aimed at understanding cattle domestication, and despite the challenges of DNA degradation, his focus on mitochondrial DNA proved fruitful. The analysis revealed that the tooth belonged to a horse, linking it to the Chincoteague pony breed. This unexpected connection shed light on the mysterious presence of Chincoteague ponies on Assateague Island, challenging folklore and providing a new perspective on the history of these beloved horses in American culture. Upon further investigation, it became apparent to him that the tooth belonged to a horse, which initially held little interest for him. However, he eventually developed an interest in the idea, leading him down unexpected paths. He determined that the horse was closely related to the Chincoteague pony, unraveling a complex web of connections. This sparked Dr. Dell's journey into understanding the Chincoteague pony. Learning about the breed's significance in the book, Misty of Chincoteague, he recognized its importance to many Americans. Additionally, he delved into the highly disputed origins of the Chincoteague pony. For a long time, even before the publication of Misty of Chincoteague, there were rumors that the horses ended up on Assateague Island due to a shipwreck, a theory embraced by Henry in her story. However, there was no concrete evidence supporting this. Other theories suggested that English settlers brought the horses to the island, abandoning them. Opponents of the English settler version argued against the Spanish shipwreck theory, pointing out that no matching shipwreck had been discovered. While historical records mention the sinking of Spanish ships, such as Legula and Juno, in 1750 and 1802, artifacts were found, but the exact location of the ships remained unknown. John Amra Jr., a historian with a keen interest in maritime history, has spent decades searching for the ship Legula. He believes it may be buried beneath the sands on Assateague Island, specifically in an area that was once an inlet. Amra speculates that remnants of the ship, such as horseshoes, tacks, or horse dung, could provide evidence of horses being aboard. Despite AMRA's surveys in the area, he has been unable to obtain permission to excavate, as authorities, including the National Park Service and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, support the theory that English settlers introduced the ponies to the island. The controversy surrounding the origins of the Chincoteague pony continues to unfold. The legend of the shipwreck has caused a halt in my archaeological investigation, with various parties attempting to impede progress due to the potential political controversy that could arise if the wreck is discovered. The situation involves a salvaging company, government officials from Virginia, and even the Spanish government, each with their own vested interests in the dispute. The complexity of the matter makes genuine progress challenging to discern, as treasure fever seems to be driving many involved. In 1997, the salvaging company claimed to have found the wrecks of Legula and Juno, but only showcased recovered artifacts without presenting the actual vessels. Despite doubts about the origin of these items, the Spanish government supported the claim, enabling them to assert ownership. This legal predicament complicates Emin's attempts to excavate the site near Puerto, as he now requires authorization from the Spanish government and recognition of Spain's ownership of the wreck. Dr. Dell's study on a horse tooth discovered at Puerto has provided unexpected insights. Contrary to expectations, the DNA analysis revealed the horse's closest living relative to be on Chincoteague Island, challenging the assumption that the horse descended from those brought to Hispaniola by Spanish explorers. This finding lends credibility to the age-old story that Chincoteague ponies arrived on Chincoteague through a Spanish shipwreck. The controversy surrounding the Chincoteague ponies' origin persists, involving the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and the National Park Service. Dr. Dell's work has garnered attention from major publications, but not all parties express equal enthusiasm. The Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company remains focused on caregiving, while other organizations refrain from direct comments. The ongoing mystery of the Chincoteague ponies' origins is part of a broader narrative about the colonial era and the age of exploration. Dr. Dell continues his work to trace the history of horses in the Americas, collaborating with colleagues to extract nuclear DNA from the port of tooth for further analysis. The hope is to clarify the history of these horses and complete the story, shedding light on the broader context of wild horses throughout the Americas. As the analysis progresses, the question of the Chincoteague ponies' origin story may be resolved, but scientific investigation often brings unexpected complexities. Regardless, the Chincoteague ponies remain a captivating tourist attraction on the islands off the coast of Virginia, drawing visitors with their unique and fascinating presence. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon for regular updates.